Welcome to CoPilot411. Today what we have before you is another Vivitar product, and we've reviewed quite a few Vivitars. This is the newest Vivitar Skyflow 2025. It was just released this month when we happened to see it, and since we've reviewed the old Skyflow, which you may have seen it in an earlier review. But this is their newest version of the Skyflow, and they've made quite a lot of changes in their drone and some improvements which they needed. So let's get right into it. We'll talk about the drone first. This is a sub 250 gram drone. It has brushless motors, it is GPS, and one of the big differences from the original Skyflow is this Skyflow has a 3-axis gimbal. So the gimbal will move when you bank and when you yaw, which in the original it was a fixed camera that can only move up and down with the remote. This one is a 3-axis gimbal, so the stability of the images you see is drastically improved from what it used to be. So 3-axis gimbal. It does also have a TF card slot on board right here, and that's a big difference because the original did not have a TF card on board. The images were sent back via Wi-Fi signal to your phone. This one records directly to the TF card on the drone, and it records in 4K. Now it is 4K, but it's only 20 frames per second. Now that does make a difference. If you've got it in a fast mode and you're recording in 4K 20 frames per second, you can see a little jitter in the video. Not a lot, but it's there. If you're traveling slower, you won't notice it, but it's got a better quality image in the video on this drone. So that's a big improvement. We like that. The battery on this drone loads in the rear. It is a 7.4 1500 milliamp battery, and it does have a Type-C USB port on the battery, so you can charge the battery, and you'll get, it says 16 minutes of flight time. Well, actually it says 18 minutes on the box. You'll get 12 to 14 on a perfect day with no wind, but it's still a good amount of time in the battery. So another big difference is the remote. You'll notice that this does not look like a standard remote. It has a 5-inch touchscreen. Now, that also means you do not need your phone. As a matter of fact, there is no app for this drone. Everything is provided for you on this remote. It feels good in the hand. It's got a little soft feel texture on the sides. The sticks are removable and they store in the back. So when you put it in the case, you can take the sticks off and they get out of the way. Now, it does have one workable antenna that has a wire in it. This one does not. The remote itself is pretty simple. You have a power button, you have a GPS button, and you have the home button to return to home. On the front, you do have this button which lets you record, and it takes a picture. Single press records a picture, long press records video. It's got a button over here for speeds. It's got 3 speeds, 1 beep, 2 beeps, 3 beeps. 3 is your fastest speed. This dial over here angles your camera up and down. This dial actually is a zoom dial, so you can zoom in increments up to 50 times. Now that's a digital zoom, not an optical zoom, so as you zoom in, things will get more grainy, but you can zoom in. And what's neat about that is that this one actually records the zoom to the TF card. Now going back to the TF card. TF card on the remote. Or you can put a TF card into the bottom of this remote control. Now, it does tell you in the literature that if you use the TF card in the remote, it will not be as good quality video because then it's sending that video transmission back to the remote and you can lose a lot that way. But you can put a TF card right in the bottom of this remote and record right to it. It feels good. I will say the sticks are a little squishy. there's a little lag in moving the stick and then the drone actually doing what you set it to do. So if you're watching the screen and you're trying to get a specific thing that you're videoing, just know that the stick movement may be a little squishy. It may not go as quickly as you push the stick, and then it may catch up. Flight distance, 1,000 feet, it handles 1,000 feet, no problem. Get on out to about 1,800 feet, and we did have it lose FPV at about 1,800 feet, but it regained it back, and I was still able to hit return to home, and it brought it back, and it landed right close to where we took off from. It's a good little drone, and Vivitar has stepped up its game from where it was before. The images you get from this, the 4K 20 frames per second, are a lot better than the original Skyflow. And I think a lot of that has to do with the TF card being on board. The camera is seems to be a little bit upgraded, but it's really not where it could be. But it's still not bad. You can make out what you're shooting, you can see it. It's pretty easy to control, and then the fastest speed is pretty nimble. It'll spin around and do a good yaw and turn and bank and come back. And with the 3-axis gimbal, you keep a pretty steady image. It doesn't wobble all over the place because the gimbal helps you out. The drone itself, again, is fun to fly, and we want you to take a look at the videos and the images of what you get in the package and just kind of see for yourself. Leave us comments in the bottom of what you think of the videos. We'd like to know what your opinion is. So without further ado, let's take a look at the videos. Welcome back. What do you think? Video is pretty good. You know, it is 4K, it's 20 frames per second, but the images are not terrible. The color science is decent. It's not overly saturated in color, but you know, it's decent. The flight characteristics were nice. It flew well. You could see that the gimbal itself makes a big difference in flight because as it's moving around, your image stays steady. The camera on this is a big upgrade from the previous one. The remote is definitely their biggest upgrade, I think, with adding the 5-inch touchscreen on it. And you don't need your phone, you don't need your app. You can just pick it up in one case and go fly. So, we hope this was helpful. We hope you enjoyed this video. We ask you to like and subscribe to our channel. Let us know what you think of this brand new drone on the market. Thank you for watching and happy flying.